from seed to plant, by Krishna's mercy.
आत्मारामेति पद्यार्कसे आर्थाशून यह प्रकाशन जगत्तमो जहाराव्यात स चैतन्योद्याचला.
Quote, May Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu be glorified. It was he who acted as the eastern horizon where the sun of the atmarama verse rises and manifests its rays in the form of different meanings and thus eradicates the darkness of the material world. May he protect the universe. Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya 24.1.
Do you follow what goes on in the entertainment industry? One thing that happened recently is a strike. The writers joined together and took a break. I know these things go on in the modern world from time to time. It is collective bargaining, one side negotiating with the other, where one of the sides might be thousands of people speaking as a single voice. I find it interesting that without these writers, none of the television shows can produce content. Even the supposedly funny people hosting talk shows, they need writers. Actually, they probably have a team of writers producing their content. And that content has a short window of relevancy. No one is really going to revisit those same shows 10 or 20 years after the fact. Now compare this with what the guru of the Vedic tradition is able to do. They can take a single shloka from Shastra and speak on it for days and days. His Divine Grace Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakura was known to do this. You have the volumes of published lectures by acharyas, as they speak extemporaneously about topics of transcendental life. There is that well-known interaction where Shri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu spoke at length on the atmarama verse from Bhagavata Purana. Mahaprabhu gave something like 61 different explanations on the same verse, all related to higher matters. This was in response to hearing different explanations rooted in grammar and logic. How is someone able to do this? What is the secret? How can there be so many different meanings? How can there be that much to say about a few words? I get it that Sanskrit needs to be translated to suit the times, to be made understandable to the audience, but I think this goes well beyond basic translation.
His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada states emphatically that life comes from life. This needs to be stipulated, because it is the opposite of what the scientists of the modern day think. They may not openly make the claim, but their pursuits tell the full story. There is this push to one day replace life entirely, that matter will be everything. Absent access to the authorized knowledge descending from Parampara, the more logical conclusion would be that matter comes from life. There is tremendous potency within a single seed. Implanted in the earth, it has the intelligence to extract whatever is needed. That extraction then produces a giant tree, which has its own fruits. Within each fruit we can find flesh, juice, and seeds. Automatic maintenance. The continuation of life, without external intervention. Everything is there from a single seed. How did it know what to do? From where did the intelligence come?
सर्वयोनिषु कौन्ते मूर्तया संभवन्ति याः तासा ब्रह्मा महद् योनिर् अहं बीजप्रदः पिता.
Quote, It should be understood that all species of life, O son of Kunti, are made possible by birth in this material nature, and that I am the seed-giving father. Lord Krishna, Bhagavad-gita, 14.4.
The transcendentalist elevated in consciousness to something similar to the seed. They know that the Supreme Personality of Godhead is the original seed-giving Father. He is the life force, and through his presence matter is able to develop, change, shift, and give different faces. In this way, a person can see the hand of God in everything. They can look out the window and produce an abundance of words to describe what they see. They notice the influence of the divine in everything visible. Though what they see might not be visible to the eye, there is the truth in the shifting of time. If a time-lapse video were to be produced, there would be the beginning. The wise person sees that beginning without requiring visual evidence. Paramahamsa is another way to explain the ability. The topmost transcendentalist is compared to the best swan. The swan can extract milk from a heterogeneous mixture. They can take what is necessary and leave aside what is not. In the same way, the Acharya representing the Supreme Lord can extract the influence of God from anything for the purpose of explanation. This is how they can take a small set of Sanskrit words and produce a multitude of explanations. More important than the ability to impress audiences is the connection that results. If I can take a single verse and find endless ways to connect to Bhagavan, this means that I can always remain in transcendence. The circumstances will not be a determining factor in my happiness. If I can somehow pass along this ability to others, I have given the greatest gift imaginable, a lifetime of eternal bliss. In closing, for a blissful life to make, simply a few words take, like from shloka to hear, and to divine coming near, because everywhere found, influence at level to astound, repeatedly that verse to explain, new but foundation the same.